Welcome. In front of me is a Samsung Galaxy A6, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks that you can do on this device. So we're going to begin with the gesture navigation, which just allows you to remove these buttons from the bottom and substitute them for, I guess, little bars that you can swipe up on. Now it's not the full gesture navigation as you see on other devices nowadays. It's kind of like an in-between, I guess. So you can decide once you see it if you like it or not. And to get it on, you want to go into the settings, then display, and from here let's find a navigation bar. So right here, and you have it like an image of how it looks like. So it's this thing. Basically substitutes the buttons that you normally have right here for these kind of bars that you just, instead of tap, you swipe up on. So it still keeps the same orientation. So back button is on the right side, like here. There we go. Resend on the left, home in the middle. So let's go back. I'm gonna disable this. So that's the first one. Now, moving on, the other one is just a simple tweak that might have not seen before, but if you're not a fan of having the rotation enabled, so for instance you're doing something and you tilt the device a little bit to the side and automatically it rotates, I personally disable that because for me it's just a little bit annoying. But right here you have an option that if it's disabled, as it is right now, as you can see, because it's not glowing basically blue, if you flip the device to the side, let me just open something that I can actually demonstrate it with. So something like Chrome would be a good app to showcase this. So as you can see, there it is. Now if you flip it, it doesn't flip over, but it gives you this little icon on the side for a brief moment and it then disappears. Just do that again. So it's gonna appear right here next to the back button. You can tap on it, then it flips it, locks the device in that port landscape mode, and now if you flip it over, you can see that the button appears again and you can tap on it to bring it back. Now, like just as before, it only appears for a brief moment and then it disappears back up. So just tap on that and it goes back to the normal lock. Now also, if you would leave the app, it will go back to the portrait mode. It just locks the specific app into the landscape mode if you wish to. So moving on, we're going to go into the adaptive sound, which is in my opinion one of my personal favorite, at least for the Samsung devices. So to get it enabled, again go into the settings, this time sound and vibration, scroll down into advanced sound settings, sound quality and effects, and again scroll a little down and you have adapt sound. And from here you have a couple presets that you can choose from, so under 30, 30, 60 and 60 and over. Now these, from at least my personal experience, the 30 and under suits me fairly well, basically as well as the custom created one, although they differ in a tiny way. So to get the best result from this, you would want to go into here and then tap on start. And for this to actually be done correctly, you want to be in a quiet room with headphones on. Now without headphones this won't even start, so if I try to start it, you can see connect headphones to start. So without them I cannot even start this. But what it will do once you actually have some connected, it will start playing a super faint sounds like beeping and humming noises on either left or right ear, and all you really need to do is just select if you can hear that noise or not. And depending on if you can or cannot hear it, it will adjust the equalizer to your specific hearing, bringing out specific sounds, for instance, that you didn't hear too well up, so you can, while listening to music, you can hear those sounds that were intended for, well, users that actually had, I guess, perfect hearing. So it just adds to the quality of your music, in my opinion. The music sounds more rich. Okay, so moving on, next thing that I'm going to show is just a simple pop-up view, which allows you to open up an app and pop-up view. So to do it, go into recent, tap on the app icon itself and you will have open in pop-up view. And here you can see it creates this tiny little window which you can move around, resize if you wish to, and normally interact with it, considering it's so small, but again, make it a little bit bigger if you wish to. And it's normally interactable and you can open up other things in the background. Now if you press home, it will actually minimize this into a little app head while closing the app right here fully. So like so, you can see there's the app head, you can tap on it and just keep opening it up as you want. You can also move it around if you wish to. Basically works like a Facebook app head. And this also works with YouTube, so you could listen to YouTube, some music on it, have it open and do some other stuff, and it will work just as well until you hit the home button. Once it minimizes it like so, it will actually pause the music on YouTube. So if you want to not get the pause, what you want to do is, as you can see, it's right now open. Tap on the back button and as long as it's actually in the background. Let's just try that again. So right now you can see that it's open right here, and this is the last app I interacted. I go back, it keeps this one open while minimizes the other one. So let's get rid of this for now. Now moving on, the next thing I wanted to show is the notification settings. So normally if you try to pull down the notification panel, you actually have to do it right from the top. Even though it's better nowadays with the One UI, with it kind of going lower, so it's easier for you to reach, you still need to reach all the way to the top to pull it down. So there's actually a setting that allows you to pull it down from anywhere on the screen instead of getting your apps, because as you all know, apps can be opened from either swiping from top to bottom or bottom to top. So no matter which way you slide, as you can see, it opens up the app tray. So let's get into the settings, display, scroll down to home screen, and it's gonna be, where is it? There it is. Swipe down for notification panel. Let's enable that, go back, and now you can see I'm opening notification panel, and apps still can be accessed by swiping up, but this time around you can open up the notification panel just by swiping from as low of a screen as you wish. It's just a nice tweak. And the last thing that I want to show is the display mode. Just simply allows you to change the color, temperatures of the display. So if having super saturated colors isn't your thing, as this device comes in with vivid enabled, you can change it up. And again, let's go to display and screen mode, and here you have adaptive display, you have AMOLED cinema, AMOLED photo, and basic. Now you can also swipe through this and see how each one affects, and you can really see that on the adaptive, the oranges almost seem like they're glowing, they're absurdly bright in my opinion. Then the cinema just adds a yellow tint to, or yellow like reddish tint to everything, but looks okay. Then you have the photo, which is in my opinion very similar to the adaptive, with my minor difference, and the basic in my opinion is, well, my go-to choice. I would say it's more bland and a little bit more balanced in color. I would say it doesn't blow your irises with colors that shouldn't be there. But this would conclude the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to share, and if you found any of them helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.